Prologue: the spark of arrogance. The Vale Dominion had always prided itself on its civilized cruelty. To them, warfare was theater, an art form meant to display dominance, not survival. So when their warships descended upon Eden 3, a thriving human colony, they did not strike with swiftness. They lingered. Vale captains broadcasted their approach to every settlement, letting the colonists watch as their skis filled with emerald fire. The Vale overlord spoke through amplified comms. Humans, you are tolerated in this galaxy only because your species amuses us. Today, the amusement ends. Their fleet raised the atmosphere processing towers first. They targeted schools, hospitals, and communication satellites, not because they were strategic, but because it sent a message. Survivors were herded into cages aboard slave frigates. The rest were left choking in dust clouds that smothered the once blue skies. The Vale believed they had proven their superiority. To them, Eden 3 was a demonstration of what awaited any race that dared resist their rule. The mockery of the Dominion. In the aftermath, the Vale celebrated. Their media channels replayed the colony's burning cities, mocking human screams as songs of surrender. In their grand halls, admirals toasted to the ease of the slaughter. Earthlings are too sentimental to retaliate, one Vale strategist laughed. They debate morality while we write history. The Dominion's ruling council declared that humans would now serve as caretakers of ruins. They predicted that Earth, cautious and bound by endless treaties, would never risk retaliation. Other alien empires nodded in agreement. Humanity, though resilient, had always been restrained. They were explorers, builders, and thinkers. They avoided war unless cornered. The galaxy convinced itself that humanity would remain silent, too civilized to bare its teeth. The silence before the storm. And for a time Earth was silent. The Dominion mistook this silence as fear. Their broadcasts mocked the Terran government, demanding apologies, reparations, and surrender. No answers came, only static. But silence is not weakness. Silence is preparation. Hidden beneath the black oceans of Earth, under domed bases on Luna and within the labyrinthine shipyards of Mars, something ancient stirred. Terran Command had protocols for this moment, not for diplomacy, not for negotiation, but for total retaliation. For generations, Earth's militaries had planned for one principle: if humanity bleeds, the galaxy will drown. The breaking point. It began with a whisper across subspace. A single Terran transmission escaped the void. You took our colony, you murdered our people, you've mistaken patience for submission. That mistake ends now. Across the stars, comm channels froze. Alien empires that had dismissed Earth's resolve suddenly leaned closer to their receivers. Something about the tone, it was not loud, not emotional. It was cold, clinical, promising. The Dominion laughed, but their laughter faltered as long-range scans reported massive gravitational disturbances rippling from Sol. Then the first shadow fell across their observation posts. The unveiling of Earth's wrath. They emerged not as ships but as cathedrals of war. Dreadnoughts so massive their hulls eclipsed suns. Battle groups organized with terrifying precision, each formation designed not for show but for annihilation. Carriers unfolded like mechanical leviathans, releasing swarms of interceptors. Siege ships opened bays larger than cities, preparing kinetic rods that could crack planets. And then came the voice of Earth Command, carried across every Dominion frequency. You wanted our attention, you have it. The galaxy trembled. For centuries, they had underestimated humans, believing them fragile. But now humanity's fleets moved with the inevitability of a rising tide. They weren't simply coming for victory. They were coming for judgment. The first blow. The retaliation began not with fleets, but with silence. Dominion outposts blinked off the map one by one, communications severed, systems darkened, entire star sectors lost contact in less than an hour. Then the dreadnought Leviathan entered the Eden 3 system. Survivors looked up from the ashes and saw its silhouette blot out their scarred skis. With surgical precision, the ship fired. The Veil Armada, 67 warships strong, ceased to exist in less than 5 minutes. The dreadnought did not miss. It did not hesitate. It did not leave survivors. The Annihilation Campaign. The galaxy watched in horror as the war escalated beyond anything they had imagined. Terran stealth fleets emerged from hyperspace directly above Dominion capitals, launching precision strikes that tore through planetary shields like paper. Human Marines descended in armored dropships, their exosuits glowing with plasma fire. They fought not for conquest, but eradication. Every captured human from Eden 3 was freed. Every Veil commander who had mocked them was executed on broadcast. Orbital bombardments rained down with biblical fury, kinetic strikes that split mountains, firestorms that turned oceans to steam. The Dominion called for reinforcements. Neighboring empires hesitated. None dared intervene, for they understood humanity's war was not against territory or wealth or power. It was vengeance distilled into its purest form. The shattering of arrogance. Within weeks, the Veil Dominion ceased to exist. Their fleets were cinders. Their leaders were ash. Their homeworlds reduced to irradiated husks drifting through void. But it was not just the Dominion that suffered. The galaxy itself changed. Every empire, every council, every observer learned the same truth. When all else fails, when diplomacy collapses, when empires falter, when predators rise unchecked, the galaxy calls for humans. Because humans do not stop, they do not negotiate when blood is spilled, they do not seek balance, they seek finality. Aftermath, the whispered fear. When the Terran fleets finally withdrew, they left no declarations, no banners planted on conquered worlds, no speeches of victory, only silence. Survivors whispered in shadows, "Never provoke Earth again." Others repeated an older truth, now confirmed beyond doubt. Humanity's patience is vast, but their vengeance is infinite. Across the galaxy, governments rewrote their treaties. Leaders silenced their hawks. Admirals erased plans of invasion. And in the quiet corridors of power, one phrase was etched into every mind. When all else fails, the galaxy calls for humans, because humans end what others cannot. Epilogue, the infinite warning. In time, Eden 3 was rebuilt. Its skis turned blue once more, but the ruins were left untouched as monuments. Children of every race visited them, guided by silent human veterans. They learned not through lectures, but through scars. The galaxy had discovered a truth carved in fire and blood. To strike at humanity is to summon a storm that will not rest until silence falls. And in that silence, the stars themselves seem to whisper, "Never provoke Earth again."